documents. The Treasury Department deemed the breach a major incident after disclosing it via letter notifying lawmakers of the incident. The U.S. agency said it had been working with the FBI and other agencies to investigate the impact of the hack. Stripped of his presidential duties by Parliament over the action, but a constitutional court ruling is pending on whether to confirm the impeachment. The Joint Investigation Headquarters said in a statement that the arrest and search warrants were issued this morning. The Conservative leader faces criminal charges of insurrection, which could lead to life imprisonment or even the death penalty. Investigators probing him,
express their whatever through their grounds, their grievances through these platforms, and that's the only way it happens. How many people does the federal government wants to trap that speaks against them? Only very prominent people who seem to be consistent in making notorious statements against this administration that can go against. But as it stands, until this administration decides to let people, not the word free, because it's where your freedom begins, it's where your freedom ends, it's where somebody else is, and stifle people from expressing themselves and turning their faces away from the reality on ground concerning some of their policies which are so stringent, in as much as they say that their policies are effective and it has a long-term efficacy. I think the perception and the purview and reaction of Nigerians will always be like this towards this administration. Unless it decide to reflect, then you continue to have this kind of reports come out. So I'm waiting to see if they are going to sue People's Gazette or they will sue the Romanian person with other journalists like Showambo and the investigative journalists that he just recently took in because of some expose he carried out. The other lady, Thomas, who is to be arraigned in court, was arraigned in court yesterday because she expressed herself. Then they should go after these people too who make this kind of reports and bring out allegations like this. Then we can now know that indeed they're very serious. But if that's not the case, I think it only remains within just the shores of Nigeria, and you cannot say anything so long as you're within the shores of Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Esther, for joining me on the World News at 12. I do appreciate your presence and your input. I want to continue the conversation, but our time is fast spent. Thank you and have an amazing day.
You're welcome.
You have been listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Just before we wrap up, we'll take a look at the top stories again. You heard that China has been accused of involvement in the U.S. Treasury cyber attack. Marketers project price drop as Warri refinery production resumes. Kwankwaso declares no affiliation with Atiku Onubi in 2027, and the gunmen attack security operatives in Anambra State, killing 7 persons. And that is a wrap on the World News at 12. My name is Chioma Innocent. Good afternoon and thank you for listening. Do stay tuned. Coming up shortly is Area Matter with a large action.